Shubarabo mojuba. Are shubarabo mojuba. Awamode kori shubarabo mojuba alagbara ishuona. Eshubarabo mojuba. Are shubarabo mojuba. Awamode kori shubarabo mojuba alagbara ishuona. Eshubarabo mojuba. Are shubarabo mojuba. Awamode kori shubarabo mojuba alagbara ishuona.
Oh, c'est vous-même qui mène ici, prends qu'à moi. Papa, oh, c'est vous-même qui mène ici, prends qu'à moi. Prends qu'à moi, oh, prends qu'à moi, ferraille. C'est vous-même qui mène ici, prends qu'à moi.
Thank you, and I also meant to highlight the Queen of Haiti on the anniversary of her passing away, which was 4 days ago, so this video is a little late. Marie-Louise Quidavide was the one and only Queen of Haiti. She was born in this town that I can't pronounce, and a lot of people don't know this, but she was Queen of Haiti from 1811 to 1820. She was known as a great queen who was very serious about her responsibilities, and is also credited for establishing Haiti's royal court, as well as modernizing Haiti's education and healthcare system. Unfortunately, the king, her husband, Henry Christophe, unalived himself after facing military mutiny. Soon after, in August of 1821, Marie-Louise took her family and went into exile in Italy. And not much is known about her life in Italy, but it is rumored that she lived a comfortable life as she was welcomed by the abolitionist aristocrats.
Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today. Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today.
Honor and respect, honor and respect, honor and respect. Divine all blessed greetings and salutations. It is another edition of Revolutionary Hoodoo, New Orleans Vodou Secrets and Recipes, Voodoo Hoodoo 101, powered, produced, promoted, sponsored, and supported by NOIVD, New Orleans International Vodou Day. The core mission of NOIVD exists to restore rightful dignity, authority, and global recognition to the Voodoo family of traditions. This mission frames NOIVD not as a festival, but as a cultural embassy for Vodou worldwide. NOIVD responds to the urgent needs of this moment, a time when Vodou is simultaneously sought after while misunderstood and misrepresented. Its purpose unfolds across several dimensions. We seek to reconnect the global family. NOIVD creates a formal space where West African Voodoo lineages, Haitian Vodou nations, Louisiana Voodoo and Hoodoo houses, and diasporic practitioners can stand together without hierarchy, competition, or erasure. It affirms that these traditions are related but distinct, each with its own authority. And this mission frames NOIVD, New Orleans International Vodou Day, not as a festival, but as a cultural embassy for Vodou worldwide. We continue to invite your support, participation, visitation, promotion of these events, donation, and sponsorships of this powerful legacy and expanding international endeavor. Please continue to visit us for connection and more information on our symposium, Afroecology exhibit, Sacred Process from the River to Congo Square, and our official Vodou ceremony on May 24th. We are also thankful for your continued support and participation on all social media platforms. And for those who participate and support this podcast live in chat and always in archive at your leisure and convenience. And do join us live on platform with your mic, camera, or photo by way of the QR code in your upper left corner of your screen. And please continue to visit us for connection and more information at vodouday.org, VODOUDAY.org, vodouday.org. Our NOIVD QR code is in the bottom right corner of your screen. Tonight, we continue the God within, the power of word, the power of the spoken word. And thank you always to my beloved co-hosts and panelists for your continued support and participation. We will be unmuting you momentarily. Always thankful and grateful for those who show up live in chat, certainly here on platform. Greetings to our beloved community member, Daniel Neal. We certainly appreciate your continued support and participation. The Goddess 9305, greetings and salutations to you and yours. William Pettigrew, we certainly appreciate you coming through. Ray Alexander, our beloved faithful member, we certainly appreciate your continued support and participation. And I want to say we're certainly apologetic for not being able to perform our monthly new moon ritual prayer and application ceremony this evening. We had a member or two who may have unfortunately come in contact with this bug that's going around right now, and we certainly didn't want to spread it or expose others to it. And our schedule is just overwhelming right now. So we've put it off until after New Orleans International Vodou Day. Certainly Saturday, May 23rd, our symposium and several events. And then Sunday, the procession and official event in Congo Square, May 24th. So our next new moon ceremony won't happen until June, and Elder Reggie will share more information about that later on in the podcast. And again, we're certainly appreciative of those who join us by way of all of our Facebook pages and profiles, groups, by way of Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter X, and any platform where you can find our URL or our QR code. We're certainly grateful for your support. And we will be unmuting Queen Mother Sister Tony Val Martinez, community activist, community agitator, community mother, community resource person. If you need to know where it is, she know where to find it. That's our beloved Queen Mother. And Elder Reggie, here we identify as Green Soap, leader and founder of Shrine of the White Cloth, committed co-administrator of NOIVD, and our beloved sister, Queen Mother Bianca Johnson Plessy. She is an initiated member of La Source Ancien Anfor, as I am as well. She's also a committed co-administrator of NOIVD and a promoter, great promoter and spokesperson for this platform. Greetings, Nita Lloyd. We certainly appreciate seeing you in the chat tonight and everyone who's just now joining us. As we continue our conversation, the power of word and the spoken word in ATR and the diaspora for New Orleans International Vodou Day. Family, elders, initiates, seekers, beloved community across the motherland and the diaspora. Again, welcome this evening. Welcome to this sacred shared space, this circle of remembrance, this moment where breath becomes bridge, sound becomes ceremony. Today, we speak on the power of word, not just language, not just sound, but the living force that has carried our people from Ouida to Haiti, from the Congo to Brazil, from the banks of the Niger to the banks of the Mississippi. The power of the word that has survived every crossing, every rupture, every attempt to silence us. The power of the word that still rises, unbroken in New Orleans today. And in African traditional religions, the word is not casual. It is not decoration. It is not filler. The word is creation. The word is command. The word is covenant. In the Fan, in Yoruba, in Congo, Ewe, Igbo, Akan, across West, Central, and Southern Africa, the spoken word is understood as a force that shapes reality. It is breath infused with spirit. It is intention giving direction. It is vibration carrying the authority of the ancestors. In Ouida, Benin, the spiritual crossroads of so much of our diaspora, the power of the spoken word is woven into every ritual, every invocation, every praise name. And when a priest or priestess speaks, they are not merely talking, they are activating, they are calling, they are aligning the visible with the invisible worlds. They are reminding the universe of its obligations. And when our ancestors were taken, when they were forced onto ships, chained into darkness, carried across waters meant to drown their memory, they carried the word with them. Even when they could not carry their names, they carried the word. And even when they could not carry their shrines, they carried the word. Even when they could not carry their families, their land, their language, they carried the word. Because the word lives in the breath, and breath cannot be stolen. In Haiti, word became the drumbeat of revolution. It became the prayers whispered in Creole, the invocations to the Loa, the song rose from the cane fields and the mountains. The spoken word became a weapon, a shield, a map back to freedom. It became a ceremony at Bois Cayman, where the ancestors were called by name and the future was spoken into existence. In the Caribbean and the West Indies, the word became chant, psalm, proverb, and prophecy. It became the coded language of survival, the double tongued speech that hid truth in plain sight. It became the oral traditions that carried our cosmologies forward when writing was forbidden. It became the songs that rocked babies to sleep and the warnings that kept communities alive. In Brazil, in Suriname, in Colombia, in Cuba, in the Garifuna coastlands of Central America, the word became the backbone of Candomblé, Palo, Santeria, the many living traditions that still speak the names of the spirits with reverence and procession. Because to speak a name is to acknowledge a presence. To speak a name is to honor a lineage. To speak a name is to open a door. And here in New Orleans, our beloved Treme, our Congo Square, our 6th and 7th Ward, the word became prayer, song, sermon, and spell. It became the chants and incantations of the Mardi Gras Indians, the cries of the second line, the moans of the Black church, the whispers of hoodoo root workers, and the proclamations of voodoo priests and priestess who kept the flame alive when the word insisted it had gone out. The world is how we survived. The word is how we remembered. The word is how we returned. Today, as we gather for NOIVD, New Orleans International Vodou Day, we honor that lineage. We honor the power of the spoken word as a sacred technology older than empire, older than colonization, older than the very languages we speak today. We honor the truth that every time we speak with intention, we are participating in the same divine act that shaped the cosmos. Because in ATR, creation begins with vibration. Creation begins with sound. Creation begins with the word. And when we speak, we are not simply expressing ourselves. We are shaping the world around us. We are aligning our ori, our heads, literally and figuratively, our destiny with the path our ancestors cleared. We are declaring who we are and who we refuse to stop being. We are calling forth the spirits who walk with us, the ones who fought for us, the ones who whisper guidance into our dreams. The power of the word is why we pray out loud, why we sing out loud, why we call the names of our ancestors out loud, but we speak blessings out loud, why we speak protection out loud, why we speak truth out loud. Because silence is where oppression thrives. But the spoken word, our word, breaks chains. So, as I ask my beloved co host to come on in and begin to unmute as I begin to draw in and conclude today's opening. Today, as we open this gathering, let us remember every word we speak is a continuation of a journey that began long before us. Every word we speak is a thread in the tapestry of our survival. Every word we speak is a declaration that we are still here, still rising, still remembering, still creating, still connected. From Ouida to Haiti, from the Caribbean to Brazil, from the motherland to New Orleans. May our words today be worthy of the ancestors who carried theirs across the water. May our words today be medicine, be offering, be invocation. May our words today open the way for healing, for unity, for clarity, and for power. This is New Orleans International Vodou Day. This is the diaspora speaking. This is the motherland answering. And this is the power of the word. And so, our beloved Elder Reggie Green, so please do come on in. Queen Mother, Sister Tony Val Martinez, please do come on in. Queen Mother Bianca, Sister Johnson, Bianca Plessy, please do come on in. All is a blessing. How you doing and what say you?
Yeah, peace, everyone.
Hello, everyone in the listening audience and the panel. How's everyone tonight?
We good.
All is a blessing.
Mhm.
You know,
Good evening, everyone out there.
Mhm.
I always think about when they say stop using those curse words, and y'all know which words I'm talking about. They start with S, F, M. Those are not curse words. Those are profanities. Those are not a word of curse. When you hit your hand with the hammer and say the S word, oh, that's not a curse, that's a profanity. More closely to a word of curse is when you used to catch a whipping when you was little, and under your breath, you mumbled these words at your parent who was initiating that whipping: I hope you die. Those are curse words to me. When you wish something ill upon another person, those are curse words, not the profanity. And I'd rather say cuss words because I never heard curse being called that in any other sense than when we utter profanities. What say you, Elder Reggie?
Thank you, Sister Tony. Divine Prince, excellent show, excellent topic. Sister Bianca, and our collective audience in earshot of my voice. I like to say, giving strength to what Divine Prince already said. Certain words are spiritual frequencies. I truly believe that. So in the ATRs, we do libations. We say words to set the libation in motion. We give prayers. We say words to set the prayers in motion. To do invocation, to ask the spirit to be amongst us, we use words to do that. And then when we close the other ritual space, we use words to do that. And the words we are using are tapping into some of the spirits, some of the gods, lesser gods or higher gods that usually come in to give the ritual the energy and the forces that it needs. And we use words to usher those spirits in. Sister Bianca, would you like to add anything?
Yeah, this is an interesting topic because maybe you guys can probably help better explain to me and to the audience um how other people think and viewed or how they was taught or raised on or heard around the house growing up. When we talk about like words and praying and just different things throughout the day, even if it's just more of and for good, bad, or whatever you might want to speak out loud to your ancestors or the spirits or any type of workings or rituals that people are doing. Um, where I'm kind of like a misunderstanding on that part is when I was young growing up, my grandmother will always tell us, it's okay to pray, like it's okay to pray or it's okay to speak things out loud into the existence and stuff. But then she will always say that like sometimes certain things, if you're trying to work on things or if you're trying to move things in a different direction, positive or anything, whatever the case may be, she will always tell us that sometimes it's best to pray to yourself or like in silence, like pray to yourself or think of it or write it down in paper or move in silence because she would tell us that sometimes when you speak things out loud, you never know like what type of negative spirit or energies or anything. Like she always say the devil or evil spirits, anything that may be listening that is trying to work against that or trying to bring that message to someone else that person may be trying to work against what you're trying to do. And I just remember she will always say that yeah, write your stuff on paper because sometimes the devil or certain spirits can't read what you write or they can't read in English. I don't know, just certain things or um pray silence to yourself so that no one that the unknown don't know your next mood. So how do have you guys heard of that and how can you better
Yes.
explain?
Oh, yeah. I think that's a very interesting nuance that you introduced there because you're really aligned with how I think about the whole idea of, well, two things: the power of the word, and then spell or spell activity. And certainly we know spell, can be defined as a magical event, but it could also represent timing. Come and sit for a spell. Come in and share some lemonade with me for a spell. It can represent temporary. So I think back to, our elders and the old folks where in our community, what you said, held power, we were treated like it held power, but we weren't often given an explanation. Some parents, okay, my parents, we couldn't say lie in the presence of our parents. That was considered a bad word or a dirty word or a naughty word. But at the same time, we are taught and begin to learn spelling as early as kindergarten. And when we look at spelling, the idea of the power of word is just embedded in the action and the activity, you know, denoted by the ing at the end of spell. And so what we say certainly creates and recreates our reality. And the most powerful, the most volatile of spoken word or word is what we say to ourselves, what we say about ourselves. Iyanla Van Zant says, be very careful about how you tell your story. Your story reveals not just your perception of the events, said events, but your expectation of any said outcome or response to the said event. So certainly, we have language that we use, in our work environments that's distinctly different than how, Sister Tony and I might talk, off air, or behind the scenes. But there is that power that is innate and inherent in what we say, how we say it, and then how we project that energy out to creation that, by divine science must return to us as some distinct manifestation of our reality. So things like, man, I can't never catch a break. That's bad language. That's curse language to me. I'm always broke. That's curse language to me. When you set up and predetermine an outcome, a reality that you truly don't wish to live and exist in, but we keep creating that, recreating that, recrystallizing that. But by the magic that is inherent in our breath, in our vibration, in that sound, in that rhythm, and certainly the coded languages that we all speak, verbally and non-verbally. Language is not always verbal. My one of my younger sisters, Wapani, and I can communicate without parting our lips whatsoever, and be able to completely relate what's going on, how we feel about the scenario, and how we're going to respond to the scenario without ever saying a word. We might hum, we might make some inner, guttural noise, but language takes on many formats, many dimensions. And so, yes, it's a very broad subject matter, Sister Bianca. It's a very broad power when we understand word and the power of words. We begin learning association to words again at birth, really, and perhaps before birth, just hearing the sounds of our parents, while we're in the womb. But certainly once we're out here, on this planet, we begin to associate certain things, certain energies, certain responses, certain activities to words and the presence of words and how those words are used. So it's all magic to me. It's all innate and inherent in nature uh, to me. And I learned just from my own experience, growing up trauma bound, uh, being cast out and on the street at 14. I could have been and still could continue to be very depressive, very negative, very angry, and continue to see, no real fruit being manifest, in my journey. And it's when I really got in control of what I said, what I thought through meditation, through, utilizing quartz crystal and gemstones at a quantum metaphysical spiritual level, guided meditations, uh, chants, or Reiki, affirmations, reprogramming the program. So it's all magic. And certainly what we say, how we think, is also magical too and contributes to what becomes our reality.
I identify exactly what you said about you and your sister, because me and you could do it. Me and my kids could do it. Not everyone could do it. Um, Sunday I met a complete stranger, an older female, and me and her was so in tune with holding a conversation without saying a word because people were too close. that we wanted to talk about or make a comment about. And it was just so easy for me and her to do it without even saying a word. It's a look, the way you squint your eyes, the way you tilt your head, your body movements. We definitely can communicate with each other without saying a word. And my mama used to always say, be careful what you say and be careful what you ask for, going back to what Sister Bianca said, because you never know who is listening. And my mom used to always say that in the order of creation, Satan is a god too. So you have to be specific or just not say anything. Don't let it come out of your mouth, especially like the Divine Prince said, when judging yourself. I'm always broke. I'm fat. I must be stupid. We are so judgmental of ourselves in a very negative way. And we say those words that manifest, always manifest. Look at yourself in the mirror and speak positivity towards yourself.
And Grandma
Towards
had a point,
yourself.
Bianca, when she said, write it down. Not only are you sort of protecting your peace, protecting your vision, but also there's a magical process that takes place when we put pen to paper or pencil to paper. And you're bringing ideas, thoughts, dreams, visions out of the spirit realm, out of the realm of thought and energy, and are first manifesting them two-dimensionally directly onto paper. And it's a active move forward in terms of what you're seeking to manifest. I strongly promote journaling in my house among my godchildren, and it's a requirement that they journal, not only to sort of keep track with, the lunar and solar ritual calendars that we acknowledge within the practice and the tradition, but also to map our thoughts, our dreams, our visions, our feelings, how you might be feeling from one moment to the next. That often intersects with spirit. How we feel intersects with spirit and the opportunity to create and recreate a reality. Again, that best mirrors our interests. What say you, Elder Reggie?
Yeah, thank you, Divine Prince. Sister Bianca, with much love and respect for your grandmother and for you, sister, there's a different pad that I like to bring in. And of course, I do singular prayer and things of that nature, but I want to read, please, if the audience allow me. It says, for where two or three gathered in my name, there am I with them, is a widely cited Bible verse from Matthew 18:20. Highlight Christ's presence in community worship and prayer. It promises that when believers gather in Jesus' name and align with his will, he is present among them, providing authority, comfort, and guidance. And the reason I set it up that way, when you're working with the ATRs and you're working with the Orishas or the Odinanis or the Voodoo spirits, and when you're working in community, it gives social cohesion, it gives a sense of family, it gives a sense of you're not alone on this journey by yourself. And so walking in with a team, walking in with family, walking in with a greater support definitely take us off of this island, and our work seems to go out louder, because every time I'm working with the ATRs, even with the stuff that I do on Sundays in the class, I have people do libations out loud, and we support each other and we hug each other afterwards to let them know that it's just not a solo journey. And so with respect to that, what I'm trying to say, you could do it solo, but you can also do it in group settings also. That's the best way I could put it.
That's a very good way of putting it. Because even right now
Mhm.
with this conversation, we have a listening audience and the panel, and we talking on the subject. If three or four are gathered in my name,
Mm-hmm.
so right now, a lot of people take that to mean going to church, a physical brick and mortar church. To me, it doesn't. To me, it means sitting around a kitchen table and having, saying the word, discussing the word, discussing, the highest, sitting in the living room, sitting on the porch. Sitting on the porch. It's 3, 4, 5 of y'all gathered and y'all all on that subject. The creators are there too. Whatever you're speaking about. And we tend to talk a lot about the works of the more destructive and what we like to call evil beings. So does that mean they there too? If we all sitting there plotting evil and stuff, they right there with us.
Sister Tony, that's a good point. Right quick, that's a good point. Even though we wasn't able to do the spiritual gathering and prayer service tonight, but there we go, 3 to 5 to 10, whoever shows up, we come in unison and be on one accord. And no matter what negative force is there, we're working as a unit to defeat it and also to get our prayers out to the greater universe. Yes.
It also supports, the traditional African concept that Yoruba refer to as ashe, which is not personal, it's not owned, it can't be bought, it can't be bribed, but it's communal energy that is shared among us and is passed from person to person, or can be conferred upon a ritual object or implement. But it's a shared energy. It transcends our sort of Christianized understanding of, the Holy Ghost or the Spirit of God, which exists certainly in all things, in all creation, and all nature. But when we consciously choose to pull that energy together, whether it's Sister Tony and I in a private conversation, or Elder Reggie and I and other members of NOIVD, we can then pierce the veil in a much more powerful way than we can sometimes by ourselves. And particularly when we're, under stress, in battle, being targeted, the more the merrier, as Grandma used to say. That collective energy provides a shield of protection, provides the energy for healing, provides the power necessary to manifest, produce, create, and recreate the reality that best mirrors our image.
Excellent point, Divine Princess. I'm almost getting a little teary-eyed over the words you just said, because I know it is true. A lot of times, if someone going through something, you'll say, well, I'll pray for you. Sometimes that's just passing words you give people. But if you stop in that moment and truly pray with them, there's two right there gathered. Sometimes those energy moves at a whole certain vibration that could bring forth healing, loss, or whatever it is that that person was going through. And so I have to commend when you said the word Ashe, because Ashe ties up everything we are saying or doing. Just by using that word, the universe take and give it strength to whatever petition we put out there.
One word we all need to stop using is the word hate. Because that word is regenerating all across the world right now. And it's getting worse and worse as more people say, I hate this, I hate that, I hate them. Find another word. I dislike, I don't approve. But stop putting the word hate out there in the universe, because that's what we're getting back. That's what we're getting back. That is a very powerful spell. One word. One word.
Yeah, see, Sister Tony, you're right, because in the ATRs and Hoodoo in particular, we have candles that we call return to sender. And so if a person is burning a return to sender candle and you telling them hate, the candle is going to take that same word and reflect it back to you. So you're right. Let's come up with a new word, because that word can harm you, even though it comes out of your own mouth sometimes.
We've learned to say things from some very bad actors in this world From our oppressors, we have learned words that do us more harm than good. And we constantly use them. I can truly say I don't hate anyone much as I want to. I can't bring myself to utter that word. I say I don't like them. I'll use some profanities when speaking about them. I mean, even the person that tried to kill me, the people that tried to kill me when I was a child, I still could not say that I hated them. I might not want to know parts of them. I might not want to be around them, but I could not bring myself to say I hate them. That's one word my mom said, take out your language. Because when you hate things gonna hate you. When you hate people, people gonna hate you. You know, because as a child, we have a bad habit of saying, I hate broccoli. I hate, and that's when it starts. And it moves on from foods to animals to people to cultures to race of people. If that's one word we should try as hard as we can to erase from our vocabulary. And right now, it is prevalent and it's showing itself. It's manifesting. Words manifest. And it's manifesting all across the world right now. So find another word in your vocabulary and stop using that word. It's out there enough by other people who truly don't understand what they're doing by just uttering that word out loud.
Ayibobo and Ashe. And we certainly will continue this powerful conversation, the power of the word and spoken word, on tomorrow evening. We're always thankful and appreciative of those who join us, always live here on platform Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you all for being with us. We're also continuing to invite your participation and support by way of all of our Facebook pages, profiles, and groups, by way of our national, international, and local listening audience on LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter X, and always thankful for those who come in by way of IG. Our IG listening audience continues to grow. And so we certainly appreciate your continued support, promotion, and participation. Apostle Hudson One. I am the real Mother Earth. Greetings to you and yours. Lola Shakur. Black Sacrifice. Thank you so much for joining. Rain Queen. We certainly appreciate you for joining. Respect and honor always. Kofi Dei. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Kofi Dei. Thank you for joining us. Shiki Cooks, we certainly appreciate you. I am Afrika. We certainly appreciate you joining us. Zay Shots, greetings and salutations to you and yours. Shama Musa, we certainly appreciate your participation and support. RJ Dupas 88, thank you so much for coming through. Dana Liu, thank you for joining us. Joel and Fernandez, I know that's a Brazilian name. Please forgive me for saying that wrong, but I did my best. Kimberly McGinn, I certainly do appreciate you. Monique 3, greetings to you and yours. Meditation 111, we certainly appreciate your continued support. Aya Onyx, IYIANX, we certainly appreciate you. Jennifer Colleen 44, thank you for coming through. Queen B655, greetings to you and yours. Dawa Radu, or DWARDO, we certainly appreciate you. Empress Neomar, thank you for coming through again. We certainly appreciate your continued support. Anita Natores 2026, I hope I pronounced your name right. Thank you for coming through. We love our international participants. Raphael Montevore Jr., we certainly appreciate you, longtime supporter. Empress Nehemiah, thank you so much. We continue to appreciate your coming in. Infinity, Infinite, we certainly appreciate your support. Malik Sin Mata 9, thank you for coming through. Demario, the artist, we certainly appreciate your continued support and participation. Havoc 75 join us. We appreciate you. Foreign Waste join. Greetings and salutation. And life was better in the 1990s. Indeed, it was, and maybe even before that. But I'll agree to the 90s. We certainly do appreciate you. And you can join us live each and every weeknight, 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time, by way of our URL link, which I'm going to pop in the chat for you momentarily as soon as I can get it stuck in the copy and paste, or by way of the QR code in the upper left corner of your screen, the StreamYard code in the upper left corner. But the StreamYard URL I just typed into the Instagram chat, streamyard.com/6MJJFMJ33J, and that will bring you up. Allow me an opportunity to screen you, and then I will allow you onto the panel. And as always, we certainly are grateful for all of your continued support and participation Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. U.S. Central Standard Time. And I will now turn the mic over to Elder Reggie for our closing remarks and for his closing remarks and to close us out for the evening. All is truly and indeed a blessing.
Thank you, Divine Prince. We have up our GoFundMe, NOIVD, New Orleans International Voodoo Day, GoFundMe, /Prince, #hair, #12 February. Please continue to support us with the GoFundMe as we move closer to our day of vision, please. Also, I'd like to add, go to voodooday.org. We have the sign up now for our symposium. We also have some nice merchandise, and also reiterate again, our GoFundMe. New Moon Ritual Ceremony, Ritual and Application will be June the 14th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. That address is 710 Cluid Street. Ritual Spiritual Warfare Ceremonial Gathering. It occurs with the moon in Gemini. Please support all the announcements we put out there. Lest we forget, the spiritual medicine of voodoo brings healing and relief from the shackles of slavery that binds the master and the slave to the same chain of social division. With that, I say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Good night, everyone. We love you all, and we'll be back tomorrow night.
Good night, everyone.
Good
Good night,
night.
Inodabo.
Hallelujah.
Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today. Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today. Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today. Support the preservation of a vital cultural tradition. Vodou faces erasure and misrepresentation in today's world. Your support ensures Vodou's future and cultural integrity. Help preserve this vital culture today.
At the beginning of this, maybe I was more skeptical. As the days have gone on, I'm not sure what I think anymore.
I felt that maybe it wouldn't affect me if I personally didn't believe in it.
So, knowing what you know now, would you still get cursed?
I'm seeking out a curse, a hex, to put on myself.
A curse could end your life. You're literally begging the devil to knock on your door just to prove to you that God's real.
He could curse you with stupidity, but we think you got that down.
Despite the warnings, I'm investigating the real-world effects of dark magic.
Looks like you have a lot of love and a lot of opportunity. You are going to cause damage to that.
How do you feel after doing this?
Evil.
That must be quite seductive.
That's the power you're calling on. The devil, right? Quite seductive.
I'm going to enter into a pact with Satan.
Señor Satán, Lucifer, presentamos a este hermano. Con tu fuego purifica.
Wyong is pretty much the epicenter of all black magic. People are very scared to even talk about it.
Y'all better not call me at 2 o'clock in the morning talking about this man is dead. I don't want to hear that.
I have this physical feeling that something bad is coming. What have I done?
You're going to have to find faith in this in order to undo it.